December 19th, 2006 is probably a day that I'll never forget.
Yes, ma'am. We have a trooper on the way. Thank you.
Honestly, I am so confident in their abilities that every call doesn't worry me.
We have approximately 185 current telecommunicators with the agency, and those personnel work in a very stressful, very dynamic environment. They're constantly challenged to make the best use of the resources that they have, get the responders to the correct location, and so it's very crucial for us to provide and maintain the training going forward that they need in order to become very proficient with those skills.
Truthfully, we look for somebody that we think can handle a large deal of stress. A lot of our questions for our interview, is how do you deal with stress? What do you do in your spare time to deal with stress? Because there's times people die on you. There's times people get hurt. You have to deal with those and just go on to the next call. We want somebody that's honest, that's a little bit tough, but compassionate, so it has to be a very well-rounded person.
I don't know, he just had one of those personalities. When he walked into the radio room, he just, he would smile, and he was shy, kind of. He was such a big, muscular guy, you wouldn't think. But actually, he was like a big teddy bear to all of us in the radio room. He'd come in, give us hugs, and, always talk to us. And, he made us just feel like family,
As a road trooper, you're out there and you pretty much are patrolling by yourself. The only line that you have to this post or to any help is your dispatcher. Without them, you're truly alone.
For the telecommunicator working in today's communication centers, emergency services, there are a number of qualities and characteristics that are absolutely imperative. One, the person obviously must be able to work under very stressful, challenging conditions, which means they have to be able to deal with a roller coaster ride, if you will, of very serious calls coming in, and then routine, and then back to very serious calls with very little notice.
These individuals are truly the unseen heroes within the Kentucky State Police.
Just a little while later, we heard Trooper Jimmy Nolte come across that radio just screaming, "Pilot 750's been in a wreck, get me a helicopter." And it's like, for a moment, it's like time stood still. It's like our hearts just stopped right there, and like, did he really just say that? And we didn't have time to really process what he said. It's like our instincts of what to do took over.
We found that it was a lot easier, that we work well off of each other, just for everybody to, pick lines up as they come in. Like, one person answers a 911, another person picks up with them. While that person's getting the information, this person's calling an ambulance, another dispatcher's calling a fire department, and then it just all comes together. So we have that relationship. Plus, we also have then our relationship with our troopers that are out on the road that we're concerned for and trying to help. So we have an extended family out from the radio room.
And they are my family. We're very close. We go to the movies together, we go out to eat together. But like Melanie said, we're so close that we can finish each other's sentences. Very, very good family atmosphere in there.
I would hope that every trooper at this post feels that we're their lifeline, because that is our number one goal in that radio room is to make sure that the troopers are safe and that they go home to their families every night and they go home safely. You know, and that's for all of our responders, not just our troopers, fire departments, EMS crews, everyone. We want to make sure that everyone makes it back from their assignments.
That dispatcher gets to know you so well, he or she can tell by the sound of your voice if you're in trouble. And before you can even tell them that you're in trouble, or once you do say that you're in trouble, they've already got troopers en route to you, they've already got EMS on standby. Before a supervisor ever knows, the dispatchers usually already took care of all the steps that we would to get personnel to us.
Boom, boom, boom. We all just kicked into high gear on what we needed to do in order to, get him the help that he needed, not knowing really what the situation was. And I don't remember this exactly because it's like we were just in the routine of everything, just doing everything that we possibly could. But in the 2 hours before anyone came to relieve the three of us as dispatchers, we still carried and answered over 300 and some phone calls. You've still got a job to do, even though your heart's breaking. Looking back on it, there was times that it just runs through my head, what could we have done different, or could we have done anything different, or did we do enough? And we did everything that we could. We did what we were trained to do. The three of us did in that radio room, and we did it well. But
And several years ago, it became state law in Kentucky that all full-time law enforcement telecommunicators had to receive certain types of training. We graduated our first Telecommunications Academy class in 2012, and we are preparing at this time to begin our next Academy class in March of 2013.
What we're looking at now is the Transportation Operations Center, which is the communications function of the Kentucky Intelligence Fusion Center here in the Transportation Building. This state-of-the-art facility exists as a nexus between the Kentucky State Police, personnel from the Transportation Cabinet, and the Kentucky Office of Homeland Security to secure a place for all hazards notification, all hazards protection for citizens of the Commonwealth. Headquarters communication personnel serve as a vital cog in the partnership we have with the Kentucky Office of Homeland Security and the Transportation Cabinet in establishment of the Kentucky Intelligence Fusion Center. Our telecommunicators receive messages from other state fusion centers and from federal and state partners all over the nation and are tasked with disseminating that information to our law enforcement partners.
The difference between us and Post has a black and white, this is how we're going to do it, this is what's going on. Ours isn't like that. Ours, because we deal with so many different people and agencies, you constantly have to be able to be flexible and adjust to the fact that we're not just dealing with troopers and KSP. We deal with the whole nation.
We all recognize Kentucky State Troopers. Now you have experienced a few of the dedicated, highly trained telecommunicators who answer every call and make the right connection thousands of times a day from 16 regional post sites and headquarters. Think this demanding yet rewarding career may be right for you? Let us know at KentuckyStatePolice.org. Be part of this proud growing tradition of telecommunicators